purchasing the book. Call today at 800-686-2237. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
The problem.
How do I cook food without power?
How do I light my home with no electricity?
How do I get emergency radio broadcasts?
How can I make safe drinking water?
When your power goes out, the solution for cooking, baking, home lighting, listening to the radio, and producing clean water is the Family Emergency Kit from Karo Stove. Karo Stove has been in business for over 12 years with the largest selection of kerosene stoves and family preparedness supplies in the U.S. Now, get the Family Emergency Kit at KEROstove.com for only $4.29 plus shipping, a savings of nearly $200. It's perfect for off-the-grid living. Call 888-395-1164 today. That's 888-395-1164 and ask about weekly specials or check the specials online each week at KEROstove.com. Again, call 888-395-1164 or go to KEROstove.com. Karo Stove for family emergency solutions.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Coming up in the next segment, we're going to be taking some of your phone calls, and I'm going to play this clip and get Bob Chapman's take on it of Congressman Pete Stark. You've seen little clips on the news the last 2 days, but we have the whole 10-minute exchange posted up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, where he just says there's no problem with the border, and anybody that wants to control the border wants to kill people. I mean, their propaganda is just arrogantly delivered. It's asinine. And we see this throughout history where elites get into trouble. A lot of times they just become even more arrogant. And that only hastens their implosion. But Bob, I'm starting to think more and more Gerald Celente may be right again, putting a date on it. We've seen top New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and other writers saying we are in the Greatest Depression or the Third Depression. Obama's now calling it the Greatest Recession. By every yardstick, as you said 2 years ago, we are in a depression. Do you think they may announce it? Because they're now saying they're not going to have a second stimulus, which you've said would put this off another year.
Well, first of all, I think if they are going to say we're in a depression, they're going to wait until they start their war and then blame the depression on the war. That's logical, and that's what they've done before. And so that might be an up-and-coming event that may start out in a limited way with Iran and may spread. Russia may be brought into it. And the recent apprehension of these spies might be a lead into that. As you indicated, it could be a lead into something. And so, you know, the groundwork is there. And they could very well go ahead with it, but I don't think they're going to use the word depression. Maybe Paul Krugman can in the New York Times, but I don't think you're going to see it officially coming out from any important illuminist or the President of the United States until it's time. And as far as stimulus in the economy, I don't think under present circumstances they can get the stimulus they want, although maybe it's still possible. But, you know, the Federal Reserve is perfectly capable of putting $5 trillion into the economy between now and the election 2.5 years from now. And that could keep the markets up to an extent. Although I do think they're going down, maybe they wouldn't during that time period go as low as they might go. But they have the ability to keep the economy going sideways to slightly higher. I think they could get employment going in the other direction, and they could do that by allowing or forcing banks to lend to small and medium-sized businesses, which they're not doing. And that money is being held in abeyance, so they have lots of it.
Well, Bob, we're only 4 months away from the election. I mean, if they're going to fully implode the economy and start a war, wouldn't they start the war before the election and then implode the economy fully after the election?
Good timing. That's what I expect them to do. And the talk about the devaluation of the dollar is true. Max is right. Max got wonderful stuff he's putting out, and so is Gerald. And you know, and yourself, we just keep on hammering. I just love it because we're going to get them. They're not going to be successful.
Here's just a little
very painful.
Here's just a little side note. 70 million expired flu vaccines admitted to be incinerated as waste. That's being reported by the Associated Press, also Natural News. But now they admit that no one needed to take the H1N1 shot, that it was also dangerous. But separately, they're trying to make people take last year's shot, recommending it. I mean, they are just totally discrediting themselves. Or is the government and these criminal corporations, are they marketing to that 30% that they know is as dumb as a box of rocks?
And they always will. That's why Hollywood points their pitches towards 12 and 13-year-old mentalities. And things haven't changed that much, you know, over the intervening years, we'll say, since the beginning of the 20th century. People are still fundamentally, intellectually the same. And, you know, all of the teaching in the world can't raise an IQ very much. And so, yes, they're appealing to that. They're appealing to anything that they can appeal to. Desperate people do desperate things. And as Brzezinski said, we're in trouble. These people know what we're doing.
You're absolutely right. Bob Chapman, our guest for the rest of the hour. Then we have a filmmaker joining us who's got solutions to this banking crime syndicate. Oh, it's not enough to just get rid of them. We've got to have solutions. That's coming up as well. Stay with us.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Hello, this is Alex Jones with some important questions. If you're going into a battle and they give you a rifle and a sidearm, how much ammunition do you want? My answer would be all I can get. In the battle for freedom and the lives of your loved ones, food is your only ammunition. How much do you want? When do you want it? Now or after the battle starts? When will you need it? Can you buy it without proper identification? Will there be any food? Will it make your children sick? If there's a quarantine and you can't feed yourself, will you go to the gathering center and be immunized? You wipe out all these problems if you have a good food supply. Food is your ammunition to fight for your freedom and your life. How much will you need? We don't know. How much do you want? All you can get. I'm Alex Jones. I want all of you good guys to live to fight another day. Call 1-800-409-5633 or check it out on the web at efoodsdirect.com. Again, that number, 1-800-409-5633.
The Fall of America and the Western World is an all-new 10-hour documentary and survival guide rolled into one. In this film, you will see the reasons why our government is failing and what you can do to prepare. Featuring Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, Joseph Farah, David Icke, Naomi Wolf, G. Edward Griffin, Doug McIntyre, Mark Crispin Miller, Mickey Z, Doug Casey, David McElvaney, and myself, Alex Jones. Protect yourself and get the tools you need to protect your family from these difficult times. The Fall of America and the Western World at www.thefallofamerica.net or click on the banners at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Again, that website's www.thefallofamerica.net or call 800-655 1577. Prepare yourself and the ones you love today. fallofamerica.net.
Call my name out your
There's a couple of clips I want to play right now and get Bob's take on. The first one is Herman von Rompuy from back in November, saying the G20 and the Copenhagen Summit is going to be the birth of global governance. And notice, it's for the carbon tax, it's for the oil spill, it's for the banking collapse. The banks want to directly tax you and not have to deal with governments anymore. They want to be above it and create a new level of Ponzi scheme. Actual world government run by private interest. So let's go.